What's up, guys? So, in today's morning live session, it's a little earlier than usual, I know. My kiddos have a basketball game later, so I thought I'd do it kind of early today. But I hope you can join me because I want to kind of wrap up Neville Goddard and then move on in a little bit to other, sorts of authors that were inspirational when it comes to the vibration and the power of the subconscious mind and how you can use their tools and tricks in order to help you have a better, happier, more fulfilled, successful life. Okay, so that's the goal with all these videos, and so that's what we are talking about today. All right, so I'm going to wrap up Neville Goddard, you guys. Remember, step one, define your desire, make it really clear what you want. Step two, enter a state that's akin to sleep, almost like a meditative state, and just be thinking about that desire. It's really crucial because you've got to imprint the subconscious mind at this point. And when you imprint the subconscious mind, that's in a state where you're just kind of like chilling, relaxing. That's what will imprint the mind. And then repetition, of course, imprints the subconscious mind. And the more you do this, the more powerful it becomes, and then can be used as like a tool that you play in the background in order to keep yourself in a better mood, being more high vibrational, and just thinking about more love energies. All right. So the third step, you're going to construct a scene as if it's already been fulfilled. Remember, you're going to think about your wish and you're going to be like, I've already fulfilled it. It's already happened. Everything's already come true. And you're going to live from that. All right. Live from that end. I think that's actually first is step four. Feel the reality of the scene. Feel the scene coming to pass. Like feel whatever your wish was. Like I am healthy. Then you feel yourself super healthy. Okay. Then you maintain the feeling. And then you live in the end, you guys, which means you live as if it's already happened. Everything's already happened. And now you're going to do exactly what you would do as if something like this had already happened. So that's Neville Goddard's kind of steps when it comes to the power of the subconscious mind and how you can kind of reprogram the mind to be better. And that's kind of the thought with vibrational healing and with, just vibrational improvement of yourself in general. You want to vibrate a little higher in order to be a little better and get a little more. Okay, so that's kind of the point is self-growth, self-improvement, and Neville Goddard is just a start. So the last step after live in the end is let go and trust. So that's where the faith comes in that we talked about yesterday, and you just kind of need to let go, sit back, watch the universe do its thing, have them bring their order to you. Okay? Don't forget, if you're a sub, you're going to get all these notes later in a little 5-minute recap video, but if you have questions, hit me up now. I'd love to answer them. Okay, so let's go into today more of Neville's kind of like tips and tricks and how you can do this. There were a lot of questions yesterday, like how do you silence intrusive thoughts, right? How do you do these sorts of things? Where is step one? So step one with all the tips and tricks is more of the I am, okay? The power of I am. So Neville really talks about this a lot, like the power of I am and how to use I am to your advantage. The meaning of I am. So Neville believed that whenever you say the phrase or attach the phrase I am to something, then you can become that thing, right? And so I am is super duper powerful. And just those words alone. So like I am healthy or I am fit, I am happy, right? Whatever it is that you are, I am, and then there it is, okay? Oh, thank you, Dano Navo. What is it? Sorry, Day Navo. This is great. Thank you. I'm so excited. Awesome. So, anyways, that's where you kind of start with it. You're going to start with I am, and then whatever that is the thing that you are, okay? You've got to already kind of start there and be there, and it's really powerful to understand the phrase I am. I am that I am, there's so much that I was told growing up in religion versus spirituality and kind of taking away that power from myself and giving it to some external thing that's outside of me. And, what I've come to find as I've read these other authors is the power is within you and within me and within each one of us. And we have the power to access this greater, higher power that has given to us. And I've said this in lots of other ones, right? And by the universe, God, true self, future self, don't care what you call it. But there is this higher connectivity there that we can access and really in a tangible way. And so I think that that's what I want people to understand the most is like, you guys, and I say this all the time, you have so much power. We have so much power, and it's cool to kind of teach it in a way and use Neville's tools in order to implement it into your life, because it seems like he really got that step-by-step process type of idea down really well. We have to relearn everything. Yes, we definitely do, guys. We really do have to relearn everything. Everything's a little flip flapped. That's what you'll come to know, is that as you start to look into it and start to actually start to understand some of these truth methods, because a lot of the truth methods you're going to see are very similar. Once you've found the truth, it's like, okay, now there's 9,000 ways you can do it, right? But it's the truth. So pretty cool stuff. But you do have to relearn a lot. And you have to be open to relearning, right? And revising. And that's another thing that Neville talks about, you guys, revising. So one of his little tips that I put in here, don't forget, if you're a sub, you get these notes later and we do a little 5-minute recap. But revising, where did that one go? I had written this down. Revision. It was the first one I talked. So it's this technique called revision. And basically you want to mentally revisit a scene that you weren't very happy with in your mind, like something that had already happened in the past, and revise it to make it what you wanted it to be. Okay, you're supposed to like think about it as if it actually turned out to be what you wanted to happen. And that impacts the future. It's really, really quite incredible stuff, you guys. If you will think about a scene that has already happened in your past life and you wish it would have gone another way, like you wish you would have talked to someone a little differently, or, just done something differently in that scene. You're not supposed to just rehash, and Neville talks about this a lot. You're not supposed to just rehash that horribleness of that scene over and over again. You're supposed to imagine, you know what? If I did that, if I had a chance to do that again, I would have done this. And then you think about exactly what you would have done, and then you just release it and let it go. Okay, I can give you a good example how this is just like a natural instinct in children. My kiddo plays baseball, and anytime they will, like, the ball will come to him and he will kind of like mess up on a play, and I see it in all the other boys. They do the same thing too, and not in girls, but this is a baseball thing. But anytime they mess up on a play, they'll instantly, like, so after they mess up, it's over. If you watch that player, they'll like redo it in their mind the right way. Like he'll go and field the ground ball the right way and do it in his mind, just like with fake ball. That's because instinctively they understand how this law works and how to reprogram your mind and how to teach yourself to be able to be improved even through your past mistakes. It's completely amazing. These little bodies we have, these programmable machines, they're awesome. Very cool stuff. Okay, so let me go down. Sorry. Hey from Missouri. Hey Tina. How are you? Thanks for joining. Good morning. Super early morning. My favorite. Yes, we do. Amazing. I love it. Don't care? Oh, no worries. Then just pop off. Care, shared the live. Such good info. I'm so excited. Okay, guys, so this is really great. Oh, sorry. I don't know. My bad. I was following someone accidentally. Okay. So let's go to step 2 and like what you can do. Oh, I see. Good morning. Hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you. Thank you for all the hearts. Crystal, you as well. Hope you have a great day. Yeah, the point of this is just kind of like jumpstart your morning, hopefully give you some tools to use throughout the day that kind of you can fall back on and be like, oh, my mood's kind of shaky here. What would Neville do? Right? So, I don't know, just a thought. So again, assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Harmony Acres. That's so sweet. Good to see you this morning, by the way. Happy rising. Have a good day also. Thank you, guys. That's so awesome. So let's talk about like really assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled and what that means, how to live from the end, instead of living from where you are and just hoping for the end. I've talked about it on different ones. Like there's a difference between, so for people that want to have money and don't want to live paycheck to paycheck, well, you have to start from the place of, I am wealthy. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am rich. And you have to, when you say the word I am rich, you have to not feel negative for being rich. There's a lot of negativity surrounding the word rich and being rich. And I've talked about that in other lives, you guys. But like, don't feel negative. Feel positive about it. You need to have like a positive idea about spending money, receiving money, the interchange and the inner flow of money. It needs to be a positive thought in your mind, okay? So don't start with like, I am rich. So it's got to be like, no, I'm rich. I'm rich. I thought I was wealthy well before I was making $450,000 a year, you guys. You got to think you're wealthy way at the beginning. Like, boom. When you're making 30 grand a year, I am wealthy. I am happy. I'm abundant. I am prosperous. These are all really great mantras that you can use just on a daily, hourly, minute by minute basis sometimes, you guys, because controlling these thoughts and like learning to take hold of this like elephant in your head, the thoughts, it's hard. It's hard. And sometimes you got to catch yourself like every minute. I don't know who's inviting me to go live together, you guys. Salim, I don't know you, so I'm gonna have to decline. If you want to go live, please like hit me up on a message together first, so I know you're not some sort of hacker. But yeah, so I mean, watch those thoughts. Yeah, retrain your mind for sure, you guys. Great advice. Thanks, Chance. Thank you. How do you make your finances? So I'm a lawyer by day, and I also own Grand Fan Farm. Grand Fan Farm is like a handmade herbal remedy company. I started that about 10 years ago, and now it's taken off, and I sell products across the U.S. It's awesome. Pretty soon I won't have to be a lawyer, but I just make really good money as a lawyer, and so I don't want to. I'm a little bit being selfish right now for me and my family. Kind of just set us up on a trajectory of success before I completely pull out of what is something that they've relied on for a long time, and we've relied on, right? So, yeah, that's what I do. Good question, Benjamin. My husband's name's Ben. All right. Okay, so cool. So yeah, retrain your brain, you guys. It's all about retraining your mind and retraining yourself and helping yourself control those thoughts as they come in. Intrusive thoughts, whether all thoughts are kind of intrusive, guys, until you start to control what's up. And as soon as you start to like control what's up and control what's going on in your life and in your mind, most importantly in your mind, what are you thinking on a day-to-day basis? I mean, if you could open up your mind to everyone else where they could see what you thought every day, like written in a book, open that up. Would you be embarrassed? Would you be like ashamed? Or what would you be? I don't know. What would you be like? And not that you have to. It's just a question that I started to ask myself as I started to go down the path. And it was like, I don't want anyone to know my thoughts. Right? So I don't know. It came from more of like a toxic state of me kind of recognizing that my thoughts were not in a good process and that they weren't good. They weren't like the best that they can be. And now, yeah, sure, open up that book. Sure. I say some funny things. All right, so let's see. Which law do you practice? Contract law, business attorney. I worked in-house for a really long time for some big corporate companies, and now I own my own law firm and do my own thing. I'm outside counsel for random companies and businesses. So sometimes I work for people, but I don't really... Not my thing. Court's not my thing. Contracts are my thing. So if people want contracts, I'm all down to do that. Good question. It's a good name. I've grown attached to it. I bet you have, Benjamin. All right. So, sorry, cancel that. Okay, so let's go on. Harmony Acres, like, thanks, Harmony. Okay, so you guys, controlling those thoughts, being in control of those thoughts, taking personal responsibility for your thoughts, understanding that your thoughts are not you. Your thoughts are just that. They are thoughts, and you can recognize them without having an emotional reaction to them. And that's step one, is recognizing them first and then not having an emotional reaction. And then eventually you learn to just keep those thoughts out altogether. Okay, it's just like a step-by-step process. Just like you train with anything else in your body, you train your mind too. Your mind's really cool, it can do a lot of really cool stuff, you guys. But you gotta train it. It's like that elephant beast, I think in, namaste, thank you. I'm retiring from the Army, starting entrepreneur journey, debated studying tax law. Ooh, tax law, that's always fun. It's going to change for you all the time, though. But yeah, no, really fun side of it. I dabble in tax as well. Fun times. Great career. I definitely recommend being a lawyer. You can do so much with it. But I recommend being an herbalist more. I recommend doing what you want. Honestly, you guys, I recommend doing what makes you happy. That's always been what I've recommended. I don't think that we should work a job. I think that is slavery, actually. I don't like that at all. I think that we need to be way more free and be able to choose what we want to do on a day-to-day without having our decisions being impacted by our financial situation. I think that that's such a bummer for people, and it was for me. I grew up one of 7 children, you guys. So I was definitely... poor for sure growing up, and I had that mindset for a really long time. Another great book to read is like Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's just really good to reset your mind and understand some of the subconscious obstacles that we put in our way that definitely hold us back, especially as a generation. There's generational obstacles we put in our way too. And if we can overcome any of those and all of those, if possible, that's the goal. We're going to gain a lot more freedom, time for ourselves, more happiness. There's just so much we can gain if we allow ourselves to create and be free and not have to constantly worry about how am I going to pay my bills, right? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? That's not supposed to be a worry we're supposed to have. But they blow that up in our society a lot and talk about that all the time. And another thing that they do, you guys, it's really funny. Once you start to see some of these things, you're like, wow, that is weird. So one thing that they like to do in like movies and things like that, when they're talking about some sort of, amount of money that's like super rich or like a ton of money, they always use like a millionaire. Oh my gosh, I'm a millionaire. Millionaire's not that rich. What are we talking about? Cool. Good. We should all be. I don't understand what we're striving for here. Let's strive for billions. I don't understand. And they do it even better than that, like even worse than that. They'll say something like, I saw a movie one time, just recently, I can't remember what it was, but they said like, oh my gosh, it cost $30 for that shirt? Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, that keeps you having a really bad vibe about money and makes you think that $30 is a lot of money. It's not. It's not a lot of money. And if it's a lot of money in your life, well, then you need to rethink that thought process and figure out why, and then figure out how to fix that. All right. And everyone can do it. We can all do it ourselves. We all have this capacity to do this. Each one of us, every single one of us. You're not less than me. I'm not less than you. We're the same. Okay. We have the same capacity, but we're all in different parts of our journey. All right. But we do have the same capacities, and take ownership of where you are and think about some of those unhealthy thought processes that you've had that have kept you thinking that and like kept you hold back. Like you see rich people and you're like, robbers, thieves, they deserve that, you know, or they're probably bad people because they're rich. Those are some things that they instilled in our generation when we were younger to make us think that being rich was like a bad thing. So no, freedom. Rich means freedom. And if you're going for freedom and rather than just being in love with money, that's not anything. Money is not even anything actually right now. It means wealth, but in reality, it doesn't mean abundance. Abundance and paper money don't make sense. It's fiat money. But anyways, we can get onto that thing later. But I just think that there's a lot more we could strive for internally with our own selves that would just catapult us forward, way more far forward. Okay, let's see what's going on, people. Yes, chain breaking mom, let's go. Benjamin, I'm a master hypnotherapist for addicts and veterans. The business side is a slow self-teach. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. That's good stuff. You keep going with that. I mean, if you love it, it'll happen, you guys. It'll happen, especially social media. Social media has opened up so many doors. I mean, look at Grand Fan Farm. It's crazy. That is my biggest goal this year. Move out of W-2. Let's go, Chance. It actually just gives you way more opportunities, way more freedom. It really hold your hand to the fire, right? You got to trust yourself and be like, how much do I trust myself? How much do I believe in me? Do I think I'm going to be able to do this? Yeah, I'm a boss. I'm a beast. I'm a boss. Of course I'm going to do this. I can definitely trust myself. If I can't trust anybody, it's definitely going to be myself, right? Like, I got this. I got myself. I can trust me. I have great ideas. My ideas are great. I'm going to be able to figure it out. I'm going to be brought to the right people. I'm always brought to the right people. Things always work out for me. Those are the types of mantras you should have, Chance, or at least I would highly recommend having in order to help you go through that journey. Don't be so specific with it and be like, oh, I'm going to do this, this, this. From the beginning, being too specific can really limit the possibilities the universe, God, true self, future self has to offer you. And so if you can kind of just be like, look, no more W-2. I own me. And what do I do? What do I like to do? You know, I own me. What do I like to do? Go. And just like hit it hard. Hit it hard. You got to give yourself, you got to give it the time it deserves. You got to do that one thing that if that one thing works out, you don't have to do anything else. Focus on that one thing. Get that going. Get that going. All right. Benjamin, it feels great when the universe tells us to add a few zeros to the goals. That's exactly right. Let's go. And anything you're thinking, that's another thing with this whole thought. If you've read Neville Goddard or anything and about vibrations, anything you're thinking, you're worthy of, which is kind of scary because some people have some scary thoughts, right? But it also is the same thing on the good side. Anything you're thinking, you're worthy of. Okay, so to retrain your thought to think of things that you want to be worthy of and things that seem, attainable to you, retrain those. Sorry, handsome boy, I'm going to decline your invite to go live together. That was his name, not that I was calling him handsome. But, you need to retrain your thoughts first. And then after you've retrained your thoughts, you're going to be able to do a lot more. A whole lot more. So yeah, you're worthy of whatever you're thinking. So think better thoughts. I would start by saying, how much money did it take you to start up? You know what? I actually didn't look at it like that. I never did. So when I first started up my company, and sorry guys, it's way off topic, but I like to talk about anything you guys want to talk about on live. And that's why subs get the wrap up in a 5-minute video at the end. So when I first started my business, I actually got a huge payout from a company. So Sprint, remember Sprint credit card? Sprint credit card was bought up by T-Mobile. And so I worked as Sprint credit card in-house counsel's company called Home Credit. And so I was working in-house for them, and I got an opportunity to kind of shut their business down for them as they got the transfer over from T-Mobile. So I was paid a large sum payout, and I didn't have to work for a while. It was amazing. And I started Grand Fan Farm, and that was about
8 years ago, and it started slow. I kind of started like little pieces of it. By starting Grand Fan Farm, I mean like I created products, I created labels, I started going to craft shows and things like that. So it wasn't like large scale. I started living it up, making hundreds of thousands of dollars off it. No, that happened later. But to start it up small, that's where I first started. So it's been a 7 to 10 year process in there. How much money? Okay, I already read that. Sorry about that. But good question. Wow, thanks so much means more than you know. Awesome. Cool, Chance. I love that. Yeah, mantras have been super helpful for me, you guys. There's really cool cards you can get. One of them's called like Mind of a Champion, I think. I think it's on Amazon or something like that. But Mind of a Champion cards, you guys, that's what's up. They are what is up. Like the one where it was like, I have good ideas. That was good for me when I was starting to just like be creative in the process and just like it's nerve-wracking. If you've never gone out on your own and you've never trusted just yourself to make cash, it's nerve-wracking. And by that, I mean like not having a boss. You're like, can I do this? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You have great ideas, right? Look where you've gone. Look how far you've come. Look where it's taken you, and really trust as you go through. But the mantras are super helpful, and it'll help you start to give some of those good replay things in your mind. You can just be like, oh yeah, because a lot of the things it would be like is, right? Your mantras that we have in our mind are usually like really annoying mantras, like, oh, this sucks, right? Like they're things that we learned when we were kids and we just never like kicked those habits. So our subconscious mind was full, mine at least, was full of these mantras that just kind of like held me back rather than propelled me forward. And it would be like, oh, that's so hard, but think of all the things that could happen. Yeah, but think of all this and it was always like thinking about everything that could go wrong. Okay. That's not the way to do it. You're never going to succeed that way. I was so bummed to hear this one time. I overheard a mom telling a story about our kiddo who is, 15 or 16. She's like, yeah, he came to me with this idea to be like a drop shipper, and gonna drop ship things. And she's like, I instantly started telling him, what are you gonna do? We're gonna ask him all these questions. Like she was right with it. Thank you. And I walked away because if you're not open to hearing the truth, fine, whatever. It's not on me to push it on you, but it was just like, dude, you just crushed that kid's goals. You crushed his spirit and you crushed everything about his entrepreneurial aspect for at least 10 years straight, unless you go and have a conversation with him because you're his mother and say like, yo, sorry, I kind of hit you up a little too hard on that. Thank you. You don't have to know all those things right now. You can just kind of go at it and figure it out as you go, and I'll be here to help you along the way. Let me know what you need, like that's how you lead a kid towards goal making and goal setting and wanting to do more. You don't shut that down. Same thing with you guys. Give yourself grace. Sorry, Con, I'm declining. Give yourself grace, you guys. One of the persons that need grace the most, one of the people that need grace the most is yourself. All right? Definitely yourself. Give yourself grace, you guys, and just know that you'll figure it out. You don't have to know everything right now. And that's one things they kind of teach us in schools, like make your plan. You got to know everything right now. What do you want? I was sitting in my kid's 9, so he's in 4th grade. I'm sitting in his assembly, and one of the teachers goes up to speak to him, and they're like, figure out what you want to do now. I'm like, they're 9. Go outside and play is what I think they should want to do. It was just too much, too soon, too specific. No, it's not how life works. Not how your head works. Not how your subconscious works. It's like an evolving sort of thing that you're going to get better and better and more ideas as you go through that evolution process and start to think differently. Okay. You don't have to plan it all out now and go by your plan. You only go by your plan. If you do that, if you set like this 5-10 year plan and you're only going by that little thing, you're never going to get what the universe has for you guys, because we cannot wrap our heads around what the universe has to offer. The universe is just like so on top of it. God, true self, future self, whatever you want to call it. They're just so on top of it that if we're like, I'm going to be this by this age, and if I'm not this by this age, then I'm a failure. Well, you're setting yourself up to fail likely, or you're setting yourself up for a future that maybe you won't enjoy later, because the self that's planning it right now is not the same self that's going to be living that in the future. So interesting stuff, you guys. Definitely interesting. Okay, I see a lot of comments here. Thank you so much for the gifts. I really appreciate it, guys. Okay, so, wow, thanks so much. Okay, that was Chance. Awesome. So since I live in Arkansas and have an abundance of things to forage, I'm going to have a natural shop. I love that, Whit. I think that's so fantastic. Like if you live in Arkansas and you know what you're doing when it comes to foraging, and you can make herbal medicine, which is super simple. If you watch any of my videos, I do lives on herbal medicine if you want to learn to make that for free. But you can literally go and make herbal medicine with the herbs around you, and you can sell it. Find yourself a cute little label, plop it on there, get after it. You want my recipes? They're online. Check them out. grandpanfarm.com. Use them all. Sell away. All right. And good luck to you. Okay, thank you. The system, thank you. Sorry, guys, I'm checking comments just to make sure I got everything. Sometimes I get really far behind on the live, and then people are like, you didn't get to my comment ever. I know, I'm sorry. Got it tight. I got about 30 more minutes, and then I got to peace out today. Okay, so let's keep going, and let's talk about some of Neville's other recommendations on how you can achieve those steps a little easier and train your mind to accomplish incredible things. Okay? So the third thing that he talks, and I just hit on it, which is really funny, use of affirmations, right? That's just what I was talking about. Short phrases that align you with where you want to be. So I kind of talked about that. That's really awesome that was the next in my notes, kind of flowed gradually and naturally. But some of the things, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so thankful. I am so blessed. I am so lucky. I'm always looked after. Man, the universe thinks I'm awesome. I'm dope. I do the coolest things. I'm so grateful. I have so many wonderful things in my life. That's what you need to be saying about you all the time. You shouldn't feel cocky when you say it. You should feel very proud of yourself, very, very loving with yourself, that you love yourself so much, and like expressing love toward yourself. It's very, very important to express love toward yourself, you guys. And yeah, so those are some of the mantras. Now, mantras that can put you closer to your goal are more like those trusting, self-confident ones, more like I was talking about with Chance, but things like, I've got this, I'm a beast, I'm the boss, I can accomplish anything, I always have good ideas, things that I talked about before. I'm so proud of myself. I've always got it. Here I go, all sorts of things like that. So if you have some, put them in the comments, or maybe you've got some that you like to use on your own, keep using them. But mantras are really, really strong. And the reason they're so strong is it's like what I talked about before. Your subconscious just kind of plays over and over and over in the background what's been imprinted onto it, like into your mind and onto itself. And it's always going to kind of like play in the background. So if you have like a really negative subconscious that's been imprinted negatively, it's going to keep playing those negative things like, who's they? What are you doing here? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. This is weird. This is crazy. She's a nut. All those are like subconscious imprint things that are on people's mind, and they just kind of like play over and over again. You are the only one that can break your subconscious habits, and you have to fight evil with good, right? So you fight darkness with light. So you need to put in some of the good mantras in order to be able to fight some of those bad ones. And pretty soon your subconscious will just kind of jump along with you and be like, oh yeah, I'm the boss. I'm a beast. Good people always come to me. I have great ideas. And that way when you're worried or fearful or nervous, you can just be like, I'm a boss. I always know what I'm doing. I'm always protected. That's another one I say is like, I'm always protected. I'm always watched out for. I'm good. I've been here before. So those are things that would like to help me. Like, I succeed. I'm a success. Now how do I do it? Right? I'm a successful person. I'm a magnet for success. So that's the magnet mantras are actually some of my favorite mantras. Like, I'm a magnet for love and abundance. I'm a magnet for harmony. I'm a magnet for money. I'm a magnet for success. Anytime I do that and actually feel that, boy, pockets getting fat. Okay, herbal medicine is where it's at. Yes, definitely. And listen to good music, you guys. Thank you, and I love Neville Goddard. Found him through Brian Scott, Reality Revolutionary Pod. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Yeah, you guys, let me just hit on music really quickly. Like, music is so important. That's some of the strongest subconscious mantras you can have in your mind is music. And the people that kind of try to stifle America and keep us down, they know that. And so they like to prop up music that may not be the best, all right? And they want our kids to listen to music that keeps them down. They want us to listen to music that keeps us down, because they know that it's super powerful, not just like with Hertz. And we can talk about Hertz later, like 432 Hertz and stuff like that, but also with the words that they say and the things that they want repeating over and over and over in your mind. So like if you're somebody that doesn't have good music going on in your life, or you have too much music going on in your life that's just bringing you down, bringing others down, check out what you're listening to. Be careful. Same thing goes for TV, of course, but music is just really strong. And when you get it in a themed song, it's like the best mantra playing over and over, or the worst one. So watch out, you guys, watch out. I like to recommend NF. He's someone that I've listened to a lot lately. He's fantastic. NF has great lyrics for most of his songs, like Careful, that's my song. But anyway, so I just think that you can find good music. You don't have to listen to anything I listen to. I just think it needs to be something that's going to inspire you to be better and help build that subconscious vault of good mantras that will replay over and over again and allow you to be your absolute very best, which should be our goals, right? We're not trying to, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? And we've got to really just take it day by day and try to be better today than we were yesterday, and try to do one thing today better than we did yesterday. And so if you can just like take it like that, for me, that's been really helpful. And I haven't been so overwhelmed with everything. It's been like, okay, yeah, I sucked for a second, but I forgive myself and I'll try to do better next time. But yeah, I do recognize my suck right there, and I don't want to do that again. That's kind of where you go with it. All right, let's see. Harmony Acres. That's so funny. I was just about to ask about frequency. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Cancel that. Frequency. You got to tune into the right radio station, guys. So, there's a lot of cool stuff with frequency. The higher you vibrate, or the higher your frequency is, the lighter you are, and the better person you're becoming. Let me just put it that way. So that's the goal, at least, is to be vibrating high and vibrating like this. That is high vibrational vibration, and you will attract like things. So you will attract what you are, and you do attract what you are. So I've said this multiple times, right? I mean, if you're not liking your life and liking your reflection of your inner self, which is what your physical reality is just a reflection of your inner self. If you're not liking it, well, then change the station. Do things differently. Vibrate higher. Figure out how you need to do that. And it starts with controlling that thought process. And the more you control the thought process, the higher you vibrate. Yep. The better thoughts that are coming into your mind, the higher you vibrate. Thoughts also have a vibrational frequency, you guys. It's measured in science right now with tools that are outside of our body. Imagine that. Yeah. Where's the theoretical science post and the pod that pops up every week to tell us what they've discovered in theoretical science? Where's that? If you're going to make people better, show me that one, right? Exactly. They don't have it. They label us that are talking about theoretical science like on that side, like the weirdo side. They don't want you to know about us because they don't want you to get better. But you have to get better. You have to strive to get better, and you have to strive for more. Because if you don't, no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to be like, hey, you, wake up. You need to be better. Only you. You're the only one that's going to do it. You're the only one that's going to rely on yourself. Remember in Harry Potter when he's like, yeah, I like a lot of geeky movies, but whatever. Where he's doing that like Patronus spell, and there's like all these Dementors around him. My husband and I were just watching Harry Potter. There's all these Dementors around him. They're like sucking it, sucking out his soul. And then he sees across the way someone do like this huge Patronus spell, and it comes and saves him, turns into a deer or whatever, right? Well, he comes to figure out later that it was him. He's the one who did the Patronus spell, right? He time shifted and entered an alternate reality, which I believe is all real. Another theoretical science thing we should talk about. And then he was the one that saved himself doing the Patronus spell, right? But he didn't believe it. And when he was in that situation where it was like, no, it's supposed to be my dad. My dad's coming, right? Like, it's definitely my dad. Oh my gosh, no, it's coming. It's me, and like got the self-confidence. And he was like, I was confident because I'd already seen it happen. I'd already seen the end. So it helped me be more confident. And that is like exactly what Neville says. If you can live it from the end, start from the end, then you're already going to be confident. If you're like, look, I already know that I'm going to be the president of the United States. So all this happens, right? Like, I mean, it's just like a surety, if I already know I'm going to be this, then all this definitely happens, So if you can do something like that, that gets your self-esteem and your self-confidence up, and when you're building this thing, you're going to build a lot more than skyscrapers, people. You're going to build a lot more than skyscrapers. I mean, I could get weird really quickly and like go into some of like the ancient Egyptian stuff. You guys want to talk about that and talk about like how they're actually far more advanced than we are? I don't know if people are into that. I saw a couple hearts. Yeah, so it's all part of the plan. So true. Yeah, so let's go into some of that really quickly, guys. I'm kind of just like feeling, let's go off course a bit. Yeah, so kind of funny that they teach us back in the day, like ancient Egyptians, like they had sticks and had fire, they're in these amazing pyramids that they built and they've got fire sticks in there. No. Yeah, they were like far more advanced than we were. Ever heard about the Sumerians? Ever heard anything about the Sumerians? I don't know if you have or not, but yeah, far more advanced culture than we ever were. They talked about a lot of vibrational healing and frequency. They actually learned to move. Remember how they built those pyramids? Yeah, that was a levitation, scientific thing. Levitation through stones. It's a vibrational thing. Okay, I know like people who've never heard this before are like, she's weird. Look into it. It blew my mind when I first heard, when I first heard about it too and was first looking into it. Look into it. It'll shock you. I learned so much about vibration by looking back at those people that actually know what's going on with ancient Egypt and how advanced they actually were. They left Earth. If you look into the Sumerian tablets, they wrote down exactly what they did. It's amazing. It's actually so amazing, guys. And I have so much more to go into that. Like maybe I'll do a video on just like ancient Egyptians and stuff like that. Oh, it's crazy. Get Gaia, go look into some of that stuff. But holy cow, the history they teach us is just so far from the truth and so far from reality. When you do hear the truth, you're like, okay, that makes so much more sense. Okay. And it's like cross-culturized and everything like that. Same thing with like Mesa and the pyramids down there. So quite interesting, you guys. All right, I see some comments here. What's up? Yes, please. It's all part of the plan. Oh, Harmony Acres. So did you want me to talk about Egyptians? I'll get in there more. And they're way more advanced. Our tech makes us less fortunate. Oh my gosh, yeah. They think our cars are hilarious. Just the way we drive and use like fossil fuels and stuff, which I'm not banning fossil fuels. I'm just saying we can do so much better. We can do so much better, you guys. I'm excited. And way better than solar and everything else. It gets way better. Definitely Wi-Fi back in that time. Yeah, more than that. More than that. Vibrations are wild, dude. They're so wild. They're insane. And the more you could go down so many rabbit holes on vibration and like look into some of the peer-reviewed theoretical science today. Look at it. They literally downloaded information onto DNA. They can do that today in theoretical science. Download information into our DNA, like through a printer scanner process. Like you guys, they're figuring out a lot of stuff. It's cool. You're never going to hear about it mainstream because then it opens your mind. And then you're like, wait, what? Like they can download code onto your DNA and then read it. Take that DNA thing and read it in a different machine. You're telling me we're not the most advanced robots you've ever seen in your entire life? Well, I don't know. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And I'm every day just like, wow. I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. I know nothing. So now I can learn everything, hopefully. At least that's the point, right? First, you have to break it down and be like, I know nothing, and just admit that we know absolutely nothing. We have no clue what's going on. Because if you don't admit that, you're always going to fight the realizations you get. You're always going to fight it with what you know. No, I know this. I know this fact. You know a fact. Is that fact truth? I know I say this all the time. Is that fact true? I don't know. It's just a fact that someone told me, but I don't know if it's true. And a lot of facts are just time wasters and just bull crap. Like, I'm sorry if I'm going to offend anyone here. Like Jeopardy and all those like stupid games of facts. Stop wasting your time. I'm sorry, you guys. They want you to cloud your mind with mindless, stupid things. Who cares when George Washington was born? Why do I care? I'm so sorry. Why? Why do I need to know his birthday? Why? Stupid things like that. I'm sorry, guys, and this is kind of like negative, but we're clouding our mind with crap rather than looking into things that really, really matter. I had a really cool professor in college. He was awesome. And he talked to me about like, you're not supposed to know and learn everything. It's impossible. And be careful going down, choosing what rabbit hole you go down, because your time is the most valuable thing you have. He said, but the most important things you can learn are the things they don't talk about and the ones they don't want people to really know. Those are the most important things you can learn. And that, as a college kid, like blew my mind. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? What wouldn't they want me to learn? What kind of kooky old man? That's kind of what I thought. Boy, was he right. I got chills just thinking about everything I learned since then. Really cool stuff. But yeah, going down those rabbit holes, you guys, have fun. Have some freaking fun. Oh, it's crazy. All right, let's see what else is going on here. I don't even know if I have other comments. Wow, you're knowledgeable. Thanks, ICANN Company Ltd. You're my new favorite freaking awesome information guru. Thanks. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. See, the rabbit holes are paying off. Right? Let's go. Yeah, I went down a lot of rabbit holes in my life. Felt alone for a long time. Thanks, Bry Guy. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that. Thank you. Make my dream come true. I'm really excited. Thank you. I'd love to just do this like all day. I'd love to be live all day. Talk about all these things. Tell people like how all the cool stuff I've been learning about Man, that would be my dream goal. And I'm sure a lot of people's dreams. So go out and live your dreams. Do it. Thank you. All right. Goosebump worthy information about truths. It's so true. It's so true. Some stuff I wouldn't even be able to put on TikTok. They'd kick me off instantly. It's amazing. I put some stuff about, I know I've said this before, but I put some stuff about weather. They didn't like that. I got community violated everywhere for disobeying their facts. Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, yes, I've heard about that. Yeah, crazy stuff. You just exposed what the government's planning. Maybe. Are we the AI? Lily, what a question. What an awesome question. Oh my gosh, I love that question. Are we the AI? I don't know. I'm pretty darn adamant about the fact of life like this, you guys. I always explain it to people like this when they want to know. Life's like a video game. It's kind of like the Matrix, right? It's actually a lot like the Matrix, which is where they hide the truth in plain sight. So we're video games, we're these little gaming characters. This is like my skin that I chose. Here's my skin. And my skin changes and evolves over time, and I look a little differently, but all in all, it's my skin. And we've got a little player inside of us, call it God. I've talked about this before, I know, call it God, universe, true self, future self, I don't care what you call it, and they're kind of like guiding us around and playing this game for us. And it's just like that movie Free Guy, which I know I've talked about before, I'm sorry, but for those that haven't heard it, like that movie Free Guy, if you don't put on the sunglasses, you have no clue you're even playing the game, okay? And so right when you start to put on the sunglasses, you're like, boom, oh my gosh. Where do I go from here, right? It's just like that entire evolution process he had. He started from level 0 and got all the way up to whatever he got to, okay? That's exactly the evolution process in a movie. And we're literally living that. If you believe vibrations and something like I believe we are living that today. This is our reality. This is exactly what's going on. And it's the coolest game we've ever played. It's our favorite game, the game of Earth, the game of life, a lot of people call it. There's actually a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. Everyone should, not everyone, but I highly recommend that everyone looks into that book and do whatever you want. But my goodness, The Game of Life and How to Play It. So I do think that we are some sort of like gaming character. And the more you learn about, I also, so we'll do a separate talk about all the ancient Egyptian stuff because I'd love to get in that more with you guys. We're also being tested on pretty cool stuff. So I'm excited to talk more about that with you. Okay, I believe we are just the first successful suppressed AI. Woo-hoo. So there's a lot of people, I can't not get into it, you guys. Like, I feel like I just got to go there. So there's a lot of people who believe that we were, our DNA was scientifically altered. That was the door outside, sorry. Our DNA was like scientifically altered and we were, bred in order to be like a slave race back in the day, and then we've advanced to a more spiritual development and evolutionary state where now we're able to access some of the higher faculties that the people who created us had because we were created in their image. We're not to worship them like a god or anything like that. We're supposed to figure out our true self, but it's quite interesting when you start to look into some of that stuff. And a lot of this is laid out in books and records, documentation for a really long time that they don't want us to know about. But you can go find all this documentation. It's quite, oh my gosh, just interesting things. And so we were created in order to serve them. And then, thank you, BJ Moore. And then we evolved and other gods or advanced beings tried to come down and interfere in this sort of like experiment they were putting on. And some of the gods got really mad at them for interfering, and they weren't supposed to interfere with us. And they weren't supposed to give us the knowledge of how to advance our mind and break out of this slave type mentality. So there's a lot there. And I know that was a lot. And probably you're thinking crazy woman, and that's okay. I'm totally open to being the crazy woman in your mind. But when you go look at it yourself, I hope you think back and you're like, man, that little girl made me think about some weird things over there, you know? So hopefully I'm the one that makes you think about that. But quite interesting, you guys. Quite interesting stuff. We can get more to that later. I know I kind of just brushed over the topic of that and probably didn't make a lot of sense, but I don't know. There's a lot there. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, BJ. I appreciate you. So Jessica, she says, yes, and they teach our children to memorize those useless things. Yeah, they do. Isn't it ridiculous? It's ridiculous what they teach our kids to do. They teach them memorization rather than like cognitive thinking. It's the school system itself is just ridiculous. It's not any one particular school. It's how the system was set up. Okay, it was meant to do that. Meant to bring them down, hold them down, make them not find out, make them be more follower mentality. And I'm not advocating for an uprising by any means. Some guy yesterday was like, you're a lawyer. You're supposed to be saying these things. You're anti-government. Not anti-government. I'm just saying. It's an observation. I'm just observing. But I think we should all observe a little more. But I can't get out of this rabbit hole. Yes, you can. You can get out of it. And maybe you're not supposed to be out of it yet, right? I mean, we all have our own timings. There's like universal timing that is so different. And to each one of us, it's so unique and individualized. So maybe you're not supposed to be out of that rabbit hole yet. There were rabbit holes that I loved being down. But you don't want to get stuck down any of them. So if you feel like you're stuck down a rabbit hole, then take a break. Take a break. Look up something completely different that is also interesting. But for some of the rabbit holes you're supposed to be down, you guys, because there's some stuff we're supposed to figure out. And it's a unique and individualized journey. A unique and individualized journey, you guys. And it's an incredible one. You're going to do things that you never even thought possible, that you never thought were even or ever going to be a reality for you. So it's really cool. You grow a lot. We all grow a lot during this process. So like, give your neighbors grace, you guys. Like, give them grace. Give them just like, be loving and be kind, because we're all going through things, you know, and we know each other on such a deeper spiritual, more connected level than we even have any idea about. And so remember that as you're going through this life, you know, that thing, what if God was one of us? Yeah, he is. He's you. He's me. She's he. I mean, we're all here. God's in our own right. All right. So treat people that way. Treat people that way. All right. Okay, let me go down and see what's up. Thank you. Yeah, seriously, Bri Guy, thanks for subscribing. Guys, if you want to be a sub, I give all the notes later in like a little 5-minute video recap, so you can get all these. Thank you in advance. $6 a month. I get $2 of it. TikTok gets the rest. Are you on X or Spaces? I'm not. I don't know what that is. Kim Jong Troy. Hilarious. Sorry, the name caught me off guard. Hilarious. I'm not. I don't know what that is, but maybe I'd like to be on it, so let me know. Bri Guy, so glad you subscribed. Thank you so much. I'm a fellow understanding you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. That's right. I Can Company always be learning. You guys always be learning. Always. Like, don't stop learning. If you stop learning, you're going to stop growing, then you're going to stop living, and then you're an NPC. Don't be an NPC. All right. You're confirming my mind thoughts and I'm tripping with. Let's go, Bri Guy. That's what happened to me when I was first doing it. I was given, because you guys, all the truth comes from inside of us, but it's hard for us to realize this at first. I was given the term form before I knew our bodies were called form in like metaphysical books and metaphysical teachings and just like vibrational and a lot of therapy and stuff. They call them forms. That's what they call them. And that like had come to me in just like a meditative state before I even had read that in a book. And so that for me is what linked me and made me realize maybe what you're realizing right now, Bri Guy, is like, oh my gosh, I gotta listen to the thoughts I'm getting. Like the thoughts I'm getting, I didn't know that. The thoughts I'm getting aren't from me. They're from something like greater than me. You know, what is that? God, true self, future self, universe? I don't know, but that realization alone, wholly trusting. It's powerful. It's powerful because you can start to rely on this message coming from yourself, that from inside of you, right? And oh my gosh, like the Akashic records, you know, the secret, it's all in with you. So yeah, it's really cool stuff, you guys. It's really cool stuff. A lot of them left. They ended up leaving the earth due to a lot of toxic stuff, and they knew it was coming, so they prepared for the leaving. Like very, very advanced peoples we're talking about here from ancient Egypt and stuff. Advanced, super advanced, far more advanced than any of us are right now. I don't say any of us, but me or anything you can think of. You guys, like really, really advanced. Alchemists and everything else. Alchemists, chemists, magicians. My goodness, it was amazing. Magicians and magic. It's just really advanced science. That's all it is. It's actually not even advanced. It's just science. They try to hide from us. Okay, what's up? I think we're in the Sims game. I love that, Harmony Acres. Yeah, I used to think of Sims a lot when I first doing it. Then I saw The Matrix and that rang a bell a bit more. Then I saw Free Guy and I'm like, let's go. So there's, yeah, lots of good, you know, movies and shows to kind of understand it a bit better, but don't get caught in their trap where they'll be like, oh, that's just fake. Yeah, you're doing that from Free Guy. Yeah, you made Free Guy, so I'd say that, right? Get out of here. Get out of here, they. All right. RH negative, where did we really come from? An alternate reality universe, and we chose to come in and play this game. You chose to come here, your kids chose to come to you, and for you to be the parent that they wanted if you have kids. They chose you because you were going to help them propel and do something they had to do in this life. So we all have our own life goals. We come here to Earth to play the game of life and experiment. It's really like an experience thing. We learn to create when we're here. And that's what you'll kind of read in some of these books. The whole purpose of being here is to learn to create and to try to create faster than you did before. So if we were creating exactly the right way, if I was a perfect creator, then I would think of something and it would instantly appear in front of me. That's where we're going, people. That's how powerful our minds are. It's really insane. So I know you're all thinking, yeah, that's what they said on that, superhero movie. Yeah, I know. They always try to hide it in plain sight and act like it's this thing we can't achieve. No, definitely achievable, definitely a thing. Let's get there. Now, how do we do it? Train your mind. Train your mind, people. Wax on, wax off. All right, let's see what's going on. My avatar needs a little work. Lily, recognition step 1. Recognition is step 1. You're not where you want to be, then get there. Change it. Don't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? That's the one good thing Einstein said, that little crazy. Tesla's really where it's at, you guys. Nicola. All right. Source, Davine, all good. Let's go, Bri Guy. Let's go. You guys, thanks for the hearts. You're loving this. Was it the Tesla comment? All right, Glorified Truman Show. Dude, Glorified Truman Show. Yes. Yes, I actually woke a lot of people, try to wake people up with the Truman Show by giving them that example. So that's a really good example I used to give him back in the day. Thank you for reminding me. I really appreciate that. Yeah, the Truman Show. You are Truman. Let's go. Overcome your fear. Go to the water. It's really funny when you actually start to look at that show and look how it lines up so well with our lives. It's so funny. Yeah, don't go to Antarctica. Don't go to the ends, right? There's no holes in the North Pole and South Pole. They're just closed. No, they're holes. And the whole thing goes like this and vibrates like this. Whole thing's a magnet. We're magnets. We're all magnets. Goes like, it's hilarious. But you'll start to learn more and more and get more and more excited like I am. And they hide a lot, you guys. They hide a lot. Well, they try. The apocalypse really means like lifting of the veil. So if you've never heard about that, the truth is released. So don't get stuck on like the truth that they all want you to get stuck on, like things that are happening in the media and stuff. Don't go by that. So if they're like some big thing, my husband was telling me the other day about something really big that just happened in the media. I can't remember, but they're trying to just like sway you from what you should be doing right now. It's a really important time to learn the truth and learn how to use your mind, you guys. Like, really important time. You have all the tools online to do it. Do it. Do it. There's so much to learn right now. There's so much to learn right now. Don't get distracted. Don't be rabbits. So just squirrel, or I guess dog, what I was thinking, and squirrel. But watch yourselves. Watch yourselves, you guys. They want to distract right now. From what? Exactly. Let's figure out from what. So train yourself right now. Oh, sorry, let me decline that. Malik, everyone that's asking me to go live with them, please put a comment on here or something about what you want to talk about. I don't just like accept going live with people. Keep going. Thank you, Bri Guy. Thank you. CIA, Hemi Sync, right, you guys? I can't get into so much of it because they like to kick me off but yes, there's so much. I think of it like this. And I want to say this in a way where I don't get in trouble. At some point in our lives, I feel like there's going to come a time where a group of us need to rise up. And in order to be prepared for that rise, we got to start now. And so like that prepper mentality, like I want to prep and I want to be prepared and I want to be ready and I want to have a lot of guns and I want to have a lot of food and that's one part of preparation. I like that. I like it. But another part is the spiritual side, and we're going to be a lot stronger if we have that side, not just to get us through like some issues, like day-to-day issues, but to like do some real stuff. Yeah. So I'll just stop there. But yeah, it's exciting. It's really exciting. Maybe if I get on one of these other platforms or something, we can talk about it. All right. Facts. It's Craved in Stone. Let's go. Do you guys remember that? What's that other book? And I got to go really... I have like 10 more minutes. I don't think my family's up yet. What's that movie where there's the stone tablets and they're like a bunch of stone tablets on that one guy? I know I talked about this in a live, and everyone has to believe the stone tablets, and it's written in stone. Yeti, Smallfoot. Smallfoot's what it's called. Kids movie. And if you don't believe one stone tablet. All the other stone tablets are, gone. You can't do that because you're questioning everything. Conspiracy theorist. Yeah, that's what they do here too. Don't question the stone tablets. We've done it this way forever. Okay, what does that mean? I wasn't there to agree on that. So there's a lot there, guys. A lot there. It's so exciting. I gotta be kind of quiet. I know my house is still asleep right now, but oh my gosh. It's not a fearful time, you guys. There's no fear here. All right. So if you're down rabbit holes that are making you fearful, no, overcome. Find something you need to overcome. You're supposed to know this information. It's not supposed to be shocking to you when you finally understand it. Let's go, people. We have a lot to do. Let's go. Let's go. Personal responsibility. Let's go. Okay. Definitely not crazy. You're on it. Thank you. Good morning from New Jersey. Hello. Good morning, Erica. I'm in Missouri. Missouri. Just got here and instantly followed. Hi, fam. Thank you, Nita. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, fam. Exciting times, you guys. Rockefeller set it up. So Rockefeller was just like a pawn in the game as well. We don't actually know the real people that set it up, but he was one of their little schemy pawns. But yes, he definitely was the face of some of the things that they did. There's been lots of other faces, but we don't really know who's behind all this thing, do we? Haven't seen them personally because they're not going to release that face. They'd be idiots too. Who's the man behind the curtain, right? They're not idiots, but they're not going to win. So excited. So excited. So excited. What is Inky and Enlil? Inky and Enlil. Well, that goes back to pharaohs and ancient Egyptian history and different things like that. Inky and Enlil are basically two gods that came down, and I can get into more of this later. One was a controlling god, one was a nicer god that wanted us to learn things. They turned this into a good and evil god, an idea of God and Satan. That's where Inky and Enlil comes from. That's the original basis for Christian religion today and where that all came from. Hopefully that was a good answer for you, Stacy. We are all one. Yes, Nita, we definitely are all one. Each of us, I like to say, comes from a universal spark, and we all have a piece of this universal spark inside of us, universal piece of God, whatever you want to call it, all inside our head. And then once we're done playing the game, all those sparks go back together, and instantly we know all the knowledge that we've experienced in different forms. Why do we split ourselves in different forms? Well, because it was the most excessive, the quickest way to do it. Why wouldn't we split ourselves into a billion different things, have all these different experiences, and then come back together knowing it all? That's what I would do if I was an all-knowing God, right? So I'm just a little piece of that spark that came out into form Janae. You're a piece that came into form Nita, right? We're all the same from the same infinite one. And then when we all pass away, or every night when we go to sleep, whatever, we go back to be this infinite whole, and that's how we know everything. Not we, Janae doesn't, but the true Janae inside me, she's got it going on. Wow, Margaret, I know it's crazy, guys. Manifesting, let's go, Nita. Yeah, you've already created time to manifest, right? Everything's already been created. Every reality you could ever even think of or want to think about of yourself has already been created and is living in an alternate universe. You just have to manifest and or access that, which means you need to vibrate at that frequency. So you kind of wake it up by vibrating at that same frequency. So wake up someone you want to be. Don't wake up someone that you don't want to be. And you do that by that thought power that we were talking about before, controlling those thoughts. Adam, thank you. You're awesome. First time seeing you. I've been looking for a natural medicine. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you. Much love. Natural's the way to go, guys. Natural's the way to go. FYP find. Don't know what the For You page? You found me on the For You page? Let's go. Awesome. I never thought I don't know what that was, but awesome. Exciting. Cool. Cool stuff. Thanks for coming. Glad to have you here. Phoenix, spiritual is most important. Spiritual is where it's at, you guys. It all starts in here. All of our power is up in here, and physical world is just a reflection of what we've got going on up here. All right. Thanks for inviting people. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it, guys. But what if you're not prepared enough? That's scary. I'm worried. Yeah, fear's the lowest vibration frequency you can have, and that's a negative thought that your subconscious is playing over and over again to keep you from moving forward, Erica. Okay? So, you're never going to be prepared enough. Ever. So that's a false reality. Never believe that. You're never going to be fully prepared. You can be as prepared as you can be. Okay? So Erica, you should go out and start getting as prepared as you can be. Be prepared and get as comfortable as you can be. Find out and unturn over those stones of uncomfortability and figure out what's underneath there in order to make you more comfortable. But fear's that lowest vibrational reality. And so propelling from fear is a hard state. Okay. So go ahead and just be like, look, what would make me feel better? What can I know now that will make me feel more confident in myself later? Okay. Start there. That's what I would say with it. But yeah, fear is a low level, low frequency state. You're vibrating like this with fear. That's why good always wins over fear. Good always beats evil, because it's a vibration thing. They don't have a chance. They can be very strong and vibrate strong, but never as high as a high vibrational being. They'll never win. So as long as you know that, it's like deuces. You will never have me. Evil is what I meant. Not you, but also. Yeah, okay. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Yep, it's Roro. Nice to see you here. Hello, hello, nifty, thrifty resellers. I saw you the other day. Did you just follow me recently? I don't know. Just saw your name came up. I do look at followers, guys. So thank you. I appreciate every single one of you. God is good. Thank you, nifty, thrifty resellers. I love it. I love it. If we are all knowing, then why do we need to learn? Because we came here to learn. So we were all knowing, we got our minds erased, boom shakalaka, here we are in form. It was a test for ourselves. We put ourselves through this test. You put your own self through in this test. I did not choose for you to be here. You did. And so you are choosing to test yourself here. And that's what you came here for. So we're all knowing beings, but we have to remember why we're here. And that's one of the tricks about Earth is remembering. Tricky. But as you do, like, start remembering, I'm going to my kids' basketball game, so I know I look very stylish. As you do start remembering, you'll be like, this seems familiar. I do that a lot with, like, foods that I've tried that I haven't. So a lot of herbs. Before I really became an herbie and an herbalist, I'd never tried a lot of the herbs. So when I ate saffron for the first time and actually ate it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is familiar to me. It was an internal memory that remembered something for me, and I was able to, like, propel from there. Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to have saffron in my life. How is that? Do I grow saffron crocus flowers? It was just quite interesting. So we'll all get our own little signposts along the way. But yeah, we came here, we put ourselves in here, Naomi. So thank yourself for that one. Everything always exists. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. How he created us is amazing. Another great thing, and exactly right. So glad you were on my FYP today. Thank you, Stacy. I'm so glad as well. Glad to have you here. King George and the Catholic Church set up the 3-state government. Interesting stuff. There's a lot of things that they did with intake and outtake of the Bible. Who is that? Oh, ICANN Company Limited. Yeah, quite interesting. Go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, they did. Took out all the good Sumerian texts too. All right, me too. Let's go. Fear can freeze you. Exactly. That's what they hope for. That's why there's so much fear in everything that they do. The media, news, law, just fear. They focus on fear. They want you to vibrate low. If they wanted you to vibrate high, we'd be living in a different reality, guys. And I hope you join me there, because it's an awesome one. Thank you so much. Thanks, Erica. Your glow is charming. Thank you. Thank you, Adam. I'm truly enjoying this. Awesome. Yep, it's Roro. Thank you. How long have you been an herbalist? About 10, 11 years now. 10, 11 years now. Naomi, thank you. What do you think of the Bible? So, yep, it's Roro. What do I think of the Bible? Look into Neville Goddard on that one. I do have to bounce really quick soon, but I think the Bible is I'm going to offend people here. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I really think of it. I think the Bible is a roadmap of how we can access our highest self, and how we are able to do it in a way that is unique to our own individualized journey. I think it gives a lot of parables on how we can access that in a way that allows us to succeed and to gain abundance and a lot of higher things. So, and access more frequencies and different things like that. So I think there's a lot of parables in the story. I think it was written in a way, it is written to help us advance, but I think it's been used by people to hold us down in a religious state versus a spiritual state. Okay. And so I hope I'm not offending you, but I always want to tell you what I do believe and the truth that I feel. So that is always something I wanted to do on my channel. I remember when I tested a product one time and it was horrible. I then made a video right after and was like, I don't recommend this product. It's horrible. Okay. So I always want to tell the truth on my channel. So yeah, that is what I believe about it. I hope you can respect me and my truth, because I respect you and your truth. Okay. A way to scare us into conforming and obeying. Yeah, definitely. I like your vibration, your sweet soul. Thank you. Truth. Yeah, so you guys, if you look into Neville Goddard and some of the things that he'll talk about in the Bible, it is interesting. He even believes that even some of the clothes in these parable stories that they're wearing talks about their enlightenment level. Okay, so when they're clothed in sackcloth, that actually means something like they're not very enlightened. Or if they're clothed in really fine linen, then they're more enlightened. There's a lot of parables in that thing, and I'd love to get more involved in Neville Goddard if people are interested in that on the Bible and kind of talking about that in particular. But if not, I just kind of kept it on the spiritual side in order to not offend as many people as possible. The goal is to tell the truth, you guys, you know, and it's hard to get there by being super offensive. I don't try to offend, but if I do offend you, I'm sorry. I do have some beliefs that might be offensive to some, and so I don't mean to offend, but I do want to tell you what I believe. Okay. Oh no, not offended. I just stopped trusting the Bible. That's why I asked. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so how they tell us to interpret the Bible, I believe, is actually really, really wrong. I don't think that they're telling us to interpret it the right way, and there's pieces of the Bible that were left out. The Bible was written to help us and was written to help us find the truth in the hidden way. It's like we're supposed to like depict it, like you're supposed to figure it out. Okay, it's like a big mystery, but we're not just supposed to listen to a pastor who interprets it one way. They're misinterpreting a lot of different things in there. And if you look into Neville and some of the stuff, like Neville's got it going on. It's the first time I'd ever heard interpretations like that about the Bible when I first read Neville, and I'm like, okay, this makes so much sense. Like it really made sense. So I highly encourage you to look at Neville Goddard. We can talk about him more. Okay. Very interesting, guys. Oh, sorry, cancel. Okay, so what does it say? Suggestion on site that offer true tone, sounds, frequency. So 432 hertz. If you're going to go and look for anything like vibrational healing, look for 432 hertz frequencies. They got good Coldplay songs. They got a lot of good songs there. A lot of artists know this truth, and artists that are trying to spread the good word will usually do their songs in 432 hertz. You can also just Google and find your own different kinds of hertz. Like you can look up like healing sound vibration frequency, healing sound hertz, and they'll have tons of stuff. Like YouTube has tons. I'm sure TikTok has tons. So you can find it your own way. There's not just one that I recommend, but definitely look for some, and it unlocks cool stuff inside of you guys. Really cool stuff. Is Neville a book? Yeah, Neville Goddard has written like 12 books. Light on the Path. There's a ton of them. Neville Goddard. Neville. That's Neville. Neville. And then Goddard. Goddard. He's amazing. Amazing. Okay. And that's kind of what started this TikTok live and why I was even doing it. I was talking about Neville Goddard. Okay, so let me hit up one more thing before I leave in 3 minutes. Okay, so you also, after you use affirmations, you guys, it's really important to just ignore the current reality. Literally. I say fake it till you make it. Well, that's what he teaches. Literally is just ignore what you see on the external. That's a current reflection of my current thought inside of me. Well, I want to ignore that, and I want to now see the reflection of my new thought inside of me, which is, I don't know, place it. I am what? Become what you are. I am, and then you say whatever you want to be. That's your new reality. I am, boom. Use the power of I am. It's not reserved for someone else. It's reserved for you. I am. Okay? You are what? I am a creator. I am awesome. Okay? Fill in the blank. Good morning. Morning, Dana. Okay, Neville Goddard. Yes, thank you. Since I start meditating and grounding, I've been feeling so different about religion in the Bible. Yeah, it's really fear-based. It's fear-based. It's trying to hold you down. It's trying to control. That's when you can start looking into more Inkian and Leo later on, and just kind of that idea, because there's this idea that one God came down and wanted to control us really hardcore, and a lot of the other gods were like, no, don't control them. We created them. Let them be free. And he was like, no. And then boom, biblical, Christian, a lot of stuff came in. Okay? And a lot of other religions that split off too. Watch out for religion and the fear-based, you guys, because you can access the truth and the spiritual side of it without being of a religion, because the religion ties you down and makes you think the power's outside of you. Power's in here. Stop giving away your power. You have your own. I have my own. They have their own. They have their own. Keep your power to yourself. Stop giving it away to somebody. Don't give your power to me. Don't give it to anybody else. Keep your power. Okay? That's what I say. So religion tells you to give away that power. No. I grew up Mormon. Okay? Imagine that. So I do think there are great people in religion. That's one thing I do know. There are great people in religion. I always want to free them. I always think that. I want to free them so bad. But I know there are great people in religion. So that's not a knock on any one person, and I don't mean to offend you, but I want to free you. So bad. But I won't force anything on you. Okay. You're speaking my language. Thank you, Dana. Glad to hear it. What is the herbal book you mentioned yesterday? I missed the author's name. Rosemary Gladstar. She's fantastic. So it's Rosemary Gladstar. Rosemary like the herb, and then Gladstar. She's great. You're amazing in how you explain this. Thank you, Dana. Appreciate you. Felt like I didn't know it years ago, so I'm glad I know it well enough to explain it, which is something I've been learning as I've been teaching. I'm like, oh, okay, I do know some things. Like, I'm getting excited about it. It's good stuff. It helps me a lot too. So I'm glad it hopefully is helping you. Thank you, Recovering Baptist here. Thank you, Dana. That's awesome. Keep going, keep going. Thank you, Harmony. I love this conversation. I've lost relationships because of my new beliefs. Yeah, girl, I feel that. I feel that. So you got to be confident enough in yourself to know that you deserve to be able to feel like this, and you deserve to be able to know this, and so you deserve more and you deserve better. You got it. You got it. All right, Mikkel, I cannot accept because you guys, I've got to go. Thank you so much for the day. I've really had a great morning. I'm so glad I woke up early, you guys. Seriously, thank you. So much fun. So I'm going to try to be on again tomorrow morning. I don't know what time, but I like early, so maybe around 7 or a little bit before. But seriously, you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Vibrate high the entire day, and just much love to you and all your people. Thanks, guys. Bye.